What is up, Space Revolutionary Army and Vultures? I am just a simple Newtype, and in this episode we are returning to our coverage of the Afterwar universe in Gundam X. Last time Jamil got Tifa to the alternative company to prevent further tissue damage from happening. The Freeden crew didn't think that Garad played well with the rest of the team, and he tried to auction off the Gundam. This time, Anneil and her team attack the Freeden crew while they are also taking on the Frost twins. A Newtype will defeat Garad and take Tifa, and Kid upgrades the Gundam. So let's get into this. Garad was waiting for Anneil. He points a gun at her. This just arouses her even more. Meanwhile, Wits and the Airmaster is feeling the heat. Missiles come raining down. It is a cargo jet. This distracts the Duchesses long enough for Wits to make his escape. The mobile suits are taken down, and the cargo jet happens to be the Frost brothers. Garad wants to know Anneil's true plan with the GX. She tries to smooth talk him, but he doesn't let his boner get the best of him. She is upset that she couldn't get the Gundam and takes it out on Wineman. Her sexual pride has been damaged. Airmaster and Leopard head back to the Freeden. Wits wants to stash his gold with them. They just want to know how he amassed so much money. Sayla scares away Tifa. The doctor, whose name is Tex Farzenberg, says that Sayla has resting bitch face and is scaring the crew as acting captain. Wits tells Tanya about the death of his younger brother, which is why he cherishes the picture of his family so much. Rebea flirts with Sayla, but she gets real with him and he stops playing real fast. This episode is just everyone contemplating. The doctor tells Tifa that being an adult sucks. The Frost twins visit the mechanic who takes photos of everyone. They see pictures of the Airmaster, which they happen to be keeping an eye on. The wine man that Anneil is drinking with all the time is the captain of the Trieste-class ship, Zakat Datanel. The Trieste-class ship is a grounded amphibious carrier. This has 2 large mobile suit hangars in the front of the ship and can carry 20 mobile suits. Weapons include 6 torpedo launchers, 7 missile launchers, and 8 140mm machine guns. Anneil launches again. Kid Salsa Meal fixes up the Airmaster. Meanwhile, Garad is being followed. Tifa can sense Anneil's attack before it even happens. Leopard heads out to help. Garad gets in a scuffle with the man tailing him and gets knocked out. The man wants to know where GX is. He is saved by the Frost twins. This is the first time Garad has met Shagia. They say, let's go get some tea. Your treat, naturally. What dicks? Can't even pay for drinks. This time, it is Leopard that feels the fire. The Frost twins ask Garad if he could pilot the Gundam for the rest of his life and be their mortal enemies. They have never lost a battle except with him. If he doesn't pilot the Gundam, they will constantly attack the Freeden. Unfortunately, someone beat them to the punch. The Airmaster scouts from the air and finds out that the Freeden is surrounded by flames. They are trapped. The Frost twins take off towards the Freeden, knowing Garad will follow them. Also, the mechanic forgot to get a pic with the twins. Hey man, you're not making things easier here. The Frost twins take on Wits and Roybea. While they fight, Anneil goes after the ship. Garad finally joins the battle. He thinks about the time Sayla slapped him. Tifa is drawing her visions. Before Anneil can destroy the Freeden, the Gundam moves in. GX, Leopard, and Airmaster are able to fend off the twins and Anneil's team. Anneil's team and the twins end up fighting. Jamil has finally awakened. He wants the Freeden crew to listen to Tifa's visions and to turn around. They find Sakat standing on top of his Trieste-class ship, where he cuts off the Freeden at the lake. Zakat begins his bombardment and sets the lake on fire. These guys really love fire. Sayla is hesitant, but follows the order of a little kid. The twins wasted their time and need to catch up to the Freeden. Garad fights against Anneil once again. Her Duchess melts GX's shield. Anneil tells Garad that she was so turned on when she shot at her face the other day. Lady, you got problems. Not as crazy as Lupe Chanel, though. Jamil uses Morse code to tell Garad that he has to use the satellite cannon. They speed up quickly. Shaggy knows what's about to come, and he and his brother bail. Jamil shoots a flare in the direction of the moon. Garad aims his satellite and absorbs all that 5G. He fires the cannon, taking out the Trieste-class ship and Zakat. The satellite cannon vaporizes the lake, causing rain to fall from the sky. While Jamil heals up, they want Ritz and Roybea to be main members of the crew, along with Garad. Also, her name is Sara, which could be Sala or Sayla, but you know what? I think it's closer to Sarah, so I'm gonna call her Sarah from now on. Keep up. Tifa shows the crew her sweet drawing. She says this is where they need to go. Anneil survived the satellite cannon. The team is finally formed and they are ready for their call to action. At Fort 7, we are introduced to their leader, Caris Nautilus. He is a Newtype. He tells his people how Newtypes were exploited during the previous war. The leader refers to himself as a post-war Newtype who wants to help bring the world towards peace. It has been a week since Tifa drew the picture. They're heading towards Fort Severn to meet with their Newtype leader. Searching for Newtypes, the Freeden crew has to be ready to offer sanctuary, as well as be ready to fight them if necessary. Salsa Mill wants to upgrade the GX, but its satellite cannon is already superior, and Garad doesn't see a reason to do so. The gang builds a rec room on the Freeden. Tifa and Garad hang out, but she gets a little PTSD. Caris heads underground to find the mobile armor Batalia. They're trying to activate it. They too are preparing for the Newtype on their way. Tifa has a dream of the Gundam being destroyed. Anneil is making her way towards the Severn as well. Tifa informs Jamil of her dream, and everyone goes on standby. She tells Garad that he shouldn't go into battle. They spot people on the mountains. These aren't people. These are Jurakt. Jurakted? Hold on, let's think this one through. It's Judagu in Japanese, so it's probably Juragd. They're showing off their sweet snowboarding skills. The RMS 007G Juragd Cold Climate Type is a variant of the Juragd made by the SBA and used by Fort Severn. This is nicknamed the Polar Bear. All the joints and drive systems are reinforced for cold weather. Its key feature is a snowboard booster called the Sledge. This gives the Polar Bear increased speed and maneuverability in snowy terrain. Weapons include a 100mm machine gun, a beam machine gun, and a beam saber. Garad says he wants to overcome Tifa's vision. He heads out against her wishes. The Polar Bears have the advantage. These units are super unique. Too bad none of the pilots are the main character. Tifa says something is coming. It is Caris in his Vertigo. The RMSN 008 Vertigo is a Newtype used mobile suit made by the SPA. Everything in this unit is balanced, perfectly allowing it high mobility without offsetting the balance. The key weapon of this unit is the bit system. It utilizes 12 bits with the help of the flash system, 6 in each arm. A mono eye in the chest activates when the bits are used. This also has a flight mode. Other weapons include a machine cannon, a beam rifle in each forearm, and a beam saber. Garad attacks Caris. He says he is looking for a Newtype and to not interfere. He unleashes his bits. Garad is overwhelmed. The bits attack the Freeden, removing any chance of covering fire. Witz and Roy help out as well. Garad understands the true power of a Newtype. The bits bombard GX. Airmaster and Leopard try to help, but the bits are too much. Is this the end for Garad? Vertigo stabs at the GX but stops short. Caris leaves it in the hands of Tifa. She decides to go with Caris. While Garad is in the medbay, Salsamil uses this opportunity to make upgrades on his Gundam. The people of Fort Severn treat Caris like a hero. Caris is also collecting Newtypes. Everyone heads to the rec room to have their emotional conversations now. This is Friends. You're such a Chandler. Salsamil and Dr. Tex helps Jamil get over his fear of mobile suits. The man helping Caris is called Namoa Long. He went by another name before the war. He doesn't want Caris interacting with the other Newtype. The Frost twins are working with the new UNE, who is trying to establish a new government. They know they are collecting Newtypes. They are going to allow the Freeden to collect as many as possible, and when the time is right, they will take them off their hands. The mechanics are overworked. As the twins approach the Freeden, Jamil and Garad are nowhere to be found. The two go for a little drive. Jamil doesn't give him a real slap. He gives him a metaphorical one by calling him pathetic and weak. Sarah already gave him a real slap anyways. Ritz and Roy head out to protect the Freeden. Jamil asks for the G-controller. He throws it on thin ice and tells Garad to get it. This doesn't seem to be the time to be teaching this lesson. Jamil pieces out and leaves Garad to fend for himself. The ship is grazed by a beam blast. Once again, Airmaster and Leopard are struggling to hold their own. Garad grabs the stupid controller and runs from the breaking ice. Jamil returns and says, "Congratulations, you learned your lesson." It's a metaphor about not thinking and acting quickly or some shit? I don't know. Witz and Roy almost died so Garad could learn this. Garad finally gets into the upgraded Gundam. This is the X Divider. The GX-9900-DV Gundam X Divider is the upgraded version of Gundam X after its encounter with the Vertigo. It was impossible for Kid Salsamil to get the Gundam to its original configuration, so he used salvaged parts. It has an all-new backpack with 2 large beam swords and boosters for extended flight time. The satellite cannon is no more and replaced with the Divider, a shield made by Kid from a salvaged battleship. The shield splits open, revealing 6 triple beam cannons, which is called the Harmonica Cannon. The Divider also has boosters to function as a mini subflight system. The shield is attached to the backpack and used in its flight mode. This will eventually be piloted by Jamil. Other weapons include a beam machine gun, breast Vulcans, a hyper bazooka, and modified warship missiles in the waist. The Gundam attacks the Frost twins. And that will do it for this episode. This is a be careful what you wish for episode. Garad thought he was unstoppable with the satellite cannon and learned the hard way. Now the cannon is no more and he will have to become a better technical fighter. Also, Gundam X in many ways is like the anti-Tournay Gundam. In both shows, our characters dwell on what it means to be human, but this anime paints a bleak picture of the future, whereas Tournay definitely shows the positive in everything. Next time, Jamil pilots the Gundam. He shows Garad what it means to be a technical fighter. The Battaglia is finally activated, and the Freeden crew tries to stop it. But that will do it for now, Newtypes. Remember, you should probably listen to the advice given by your Newtype precog. Peace.